This is another presentation of WVIA's Operation Earth, continuing our commitment to preserving our environment. Northeastern Pennsylvania has always been blessed with an abundance of beautiful landscapes. Lush open spaces, active farmland, and freshwater lakes and streams, along with many historic landmarks, help to give this area its truly unique character. But the need to develop areas for industry and housing, as well as the jobs they create, threaten these delicate environments. Many people feel there must be a way to protect our environmental treasures without impeding the economic growth of our area. One of these methods is through the Green Resources Initiative. The Green Resources Initiative is a pilot project of the Pennsylvania Environmental Council to map the Wyoming Valley and identify green spaces, water resources, abandoned railways as trails, historic areas and landmarks, and other recreational and environmental landmarks, in the hope that they can be preserved for the future.
The map idea got started primarily through the Pennsylvania Environmental Council's main office. The president, Joanne Denworth, worked on this idea in collaboration with Bell of Pennsylvania. The original idea was that a community, through a community hands-on process, a community could identify the resources they have, and that Bell of Pennsylvania may then publish this map as green pages in its directory. We will eventually, after we have a working draft of this map so that we have something to show, our next major input will be from the municipalities that the map covers, because that's critical to the success of this project, that communities actively take an interest in the map, that they show us what they care about, what they consider to be green resources, and from that give us input. What should we include, what haven't we included, and so forth. So the community input is going to be critical. The goal is to give the community a look, a bird's eye vision in a sense, of what the resources are that they have, in the hopes of encouraging them to further enhance and preserve these resources. I would say the major player in terms of gathering the information has been Patty Scazalis, the senior at Wilkes University, who is doing this as her senior project. She's gone around to various community groups to collect the information and to put it on a draft map.
I never realized the historical significance of Wilkes-Barre in the Wyoming Valley. I found that very fascinating to read about the canal systems and the railroad systems that were located in this area. My research in the project included a lot of footwork, a lot of going to different organizations who have people that are experts on different areas of the community. The Luzerne County Planning Commission was very helpful in allowing me to go into their office and use their maps and all their information they have on the Wyoming Valley. They also provided us with the base maps that I'm plotting the information on. Rich Resnick and Judy Rimple of Leadership Wilkes-Barre have been very helpful in giving information to me. The Historical and Geological Society, the Economic Development Council of Northeastern Pennsylvania, Susquehanna River Watch, and a number of individuals here at Wilkes University have been very helpful.
The average Joe on the street really has no idea of where all of these abandoned pieces of railroad are and how to get to them. He probably knows the ones that are within a few blocks of his home, but unless he's a real history buff or rail buff and really takes an active interest in the subject and has pursued it, he probably would have no idea of where he could go hiking, jogging, bicycling, or whatever, even within 5 or 10 miles of his home. There have been federal laws passed which facilitate the creation of rails to trails. One most notably, and in fact, we at the Economic Development Council were directly involved in this section of the Act. It's the Railway Revitalization and Regulatory Reform Act of 1976. There's a section of that so-called 4R Act of 1976 that authorizes the Interstate Commerce Commission to place a public use condition on a rail line which the railroad wants to abandon if there's a public or private agency willing to take responsibility for putting this line into recreational use, you can stop the railroad from selling that land off for development. What this little-known clause in the 76 Act does, it stalls the abandonment for approximately half a year, 180 days, and during that period, the railroad would have to negotiate in good faith with the public agency interested in making a recreational use out of the railroad rather than with developers or anyone else who might want to get control of that piece of land.
I believe that mapping environmentally sensitive areas and areas that need to be preserved will be a big issue in the environmental science field. By taking on this project, I've met a lot of wonderful people in the community. People have been extremely helpful, and I feel that I will have an easier time maybe searching for a job in the Wyoming Valley just because of the different connections I've made through this project.
To find out more about the Green Resources Initiative or for information on how your community can start its own Green Resources map, contact the Pennsylvania Environmental Council, School of Science and Engineering, Wilkes University, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 18766, or call 717-824-4651, extension 2761.